So you said grow. So what do you mean by what is the future? Do you think
I would say, I mean, we're going nationwide with it right now. We're going to launch in Dallas in April, and from there we're going to expand to Austin, to California. Pretty much, I mean, the market is everywhere. So people go to lunch. People are wanting to eat with their friends. We're just making it easy. So at the same time, we give the restaurants business. So I mean, we're going to expand. So once we launch, we just have to get the word out efficiently, which social networking is viral, so it's not too much of a concern. But we have to make sure that we don't launch and it doesn't get marketed correctly, and then because marketing's huge for startups. So and we actually spoke with the marketing director of Kenny's Woodfire Grill. I believe they're in Addison, and they use a consulting company for their marketing. And she was in New Jersey, and she was talking about how Dallas, for some reason, if you can get your company to work in Dallas as a startup, it can work anywhere else in the U.S. But for some reason, Dallas is like the most difficult to get people, your clientele,
Why
users.
Is it? It's the most difficult.
It's from what she was saying, it's just like the trends, the type of people that live here. And if you can be effective in this market, as the Dallas market, then you can be effective anywhere else. For some reason, like she didn't give us like a real reason, but it's just like kind of like a common knowledge, I guess, in the marketing industry. So I'm not a marketing major or anything, but from her, that's her job. So she didn't specify.
So she gives you some advice.
Right, she gave us great advice. But so if we're effective here, then we can do nationwide, which is great. So.
Okay, so do you prefer to work on a team? You have a team, right?
We do. It's a small team at the moment, but we collaborate. It's more of an independent / team, but like we're all a team. So when you go out on a sales call, we feed off of each other. So it's a team atmosphere, but you would go out, to sell to a restaurant, a specific restaurant, come back,
so
just collaborate.
Which one do you prefer? Independent or?
Which one do I prefer? I would say a team. Usually, I'll tend to be like a leader and help make people better at what they do, encourage them and everything like that. But a team atmosphere is great because you can feed ideas off of each other and improve whatever you're doing that way.
But sometimes the teammate is very hard to good teammate.
Right. Good teammates are hard, So if you have a bad team, just like in football, you wouldn't do too good. You wouldn't make the playoffs. So you're right. You have to have a good team to be successful. But at the same time, if you have someone like Drew Brees or Brett Favre, they're able to bring their not so good team out just because of their leadership abilities. So if you have a really good leader and a not so great team, you're able to, that leader can actually help the team grow as a whole.
Just as you said, your company is going to grow in the future.
Right.
So how do you think, what quality do you assess, to find a good teammate?
Okay.
And
I would say
how will you do it?
You have to be ambitious because our positions are outside sales as well as calling. So you're calling in. We don't have a store set up where we sell our product. You actually have to go out in the field to all these restaurants or call into all these restaurants. So in order to be effective, you have to be ambitious. You'll encounter people that don't want to hear what you have to say. Oh, I don't have time. I don't want to spend money and hang out before you can even tell them how great your product is. So you have to be ambitious. You have to be persistent. Persistence pays. Is a saying. In the sales industry. So we have to have those two qualities. Number one, to be successful in our company.
So So right now, what were your expectations for the job, and to what extent are they met?
The expectations are just productivity. You have to be able to, number one, close the sale. If you get out and get in front of the decision maker, and you present them the material, but you don't follow up, they don't remember most of the time. So the salesperson, or myself, we have to make sure that we're persistent and close the sale, because they'll get excited about it, but in outside sales or any type of sales, people go cold. If you don't either close them then or follow up with them and keep reminding them. So as far as the expectations, persistence, as well as just a passion for what we're doing. We're helping the user, consumer, as well as the client. So we're bringing business to restaurants, and we're letting people go out to eat on a more regular, consistent basis. So if you're not passionate about what we're doing, we're actually helping both industries.
So what do you think you are focusing on, the customer or the business, restaurants?
Well, they really go hand in hand. I would say it's a difficult question. I would say more focus would probably be on the long term, the user. Long term, right now we have to get a startup client base, but at the same time we're not going after companies like Brinker International, which it's large, big chains of restaurants, so like Chili's and On the Border. We're not going after those just because we want the users to be able to experience the owner-operator individual restaurants that are only in your city. So we're bringing business to them because they have great food and the user is missing out on it, as well as we have the rewards program implemented so the user is able to benefit by using our service to go out to eat with their friends. So I would say the user, even in the short term, just because without the users, our company wouldn't be effective as far as bringing restaurants business. So but we also have to have a decent sized client base, but that's in order for the users to be able to experience different places on a day-to-day basis. So I would say